Hello and welcome back to 5 Minute Geography. However, this season we're going to be focusing on the Leaving Certificate Geography paper and getting them all important H1 answers by explaining as simply as possible the world around us. So, whether you're a student gearing up for exams or a teacher looking for extra resources, you're in the right place. So, subscribe to stay updated and let's tackle this course together. The last video I looked at an introduction to regional geography. Now, regional geography is the second element of the course. There's 4 elements of the course. We started looking at regional geography the last day, and now really in this video we are focusing on a core region in Ireland. Now, just to remind ourselves, a core is a well-developed, good infrastructure, good healthcare system, good agriculture. So core is a really good region to be living in. Our focus today will be Dublin. Looking at Ireland, Ireland can be broken up really into 2 major regions. The first region is the Dublin region, or the Greater Dublin area. You'll hear the GDA. The Greater Dublin area is Dublin and its surrounding counties. Okay, so the likes of Kildare, Meath and so on. A peripheral region in Ireland would be the west of Ireland, or the western regions, which includes Galway, Roscommon, Mayo. So that would be a peripheral region. In this video, we are focusing mainly on the core region, which is Dublin. Our next video will look at a western, or the peripheral region in Ireland, which is the western region. Okay, and we have to study both. But for now, I just want to look at introducing you to the Dublin region. Here's a map of Dublin as we see it in front of you there. There's the Liffey, Clondalkin just around here. So the west part of Dublin is Clondalkin. So you have the north side up past Blanchardstown, up Dublin Airport, Swords, Malahide and Skerries. And then the west side, the south side being Stillorgan, Dundrum, Dunleary and so on. Then it's broken down again into the west being Clondalkin, Lucan, Parmastown, Tallaght, Sagard, Rathcoole. So that's West Dublin. On out to the left of the screen, you would be going up the Maynooth Road. Coming down this side, you'd be going to Naas. So that's Dublin. What Dublin has going for it really is a very good, we have Dublin Airport, the international airport. We have ports. We have good road, rail infrastructure and rivers. Very flat land. Here again you see Dublin. You have the huge M50 ring road going right around the Dublin area. Big port, Dublin Airport and the Liffey. There you see Lucan, Clondalkin, Leixlip and so on. So here's the way to Sligo, to Limerick, Sligo or Galway and Limerick over this side. When we're studying regions, we need to know its location, where it is. We need to know the landscape. We need to know the physical aspects of the Dublin region. So Dublin, of course, is largely an urban region. Okay, you can see it here. It's largely an urban region. According to the census of 2016, Dublin accounts for 28% of the population. So it accounts for 28% of the population, but only accounts for 1.3% of the area of the Republic of Ireland. So it's the second smallest county in Ireland, and yet it accounts for nearly 30% of the population. Dublin is the economic engine of the economy for the Republic of Ireland, and the political and administrative capital of Ireland as well. So we have all our public buildings, all our administrative buildings, and our political buildings in Dublin. In terms of its location, if we just have a look, it's located, as we said, on the east coast and comprises mainly of Dublin, but again, it's one of the smallest but most populated regions. Physical features, it tends to be mostly flat or undulating land. The main drainage feature is, of course, the River Liffey, and the land rises very sharply to the south, and we know them as the Dublin-Wicklow Mountains. Here's an overview of Dublin, as you can see. North of the Dublin Mountains, the relief of the Dublin region is made made up mainly of lowland area. So we have all of this land is flat lowland area. Okay, here we have the Dublin Wicklow Mountains, but the rest of it we have flat undulating land. The main drainage river is the River Liffey, as we all know. I don't know if you know the Tulka River, and we also have the Dodder. Okay, so the Tulka and the Dodder River. The coast experiences some coastal erosion, for instance at Hout Head and the Dalkey area. However, deposition tends to be most dominant in shaping the coast. So there's more deposition than erosion happening on the east coast. Okay, so many features of deposition tend to be found on the coast, so including beaches, tombolos, as you can see here, spits, sandbars, and so on. So there's a lot of features from coastal deposition. When we look at the west coast, we'll see there's more to do with coastal erosion. Bull Island, for example, is a sandspit that formed in Dublin Bay after the Bull Wall was built in the 19th century to maintain the deep water channel into the Dublin port. Okay, the types of rocks and soils, we'll have a look. It's mainly igneous rock. Granite tends to be found in Dublin. There's some slate and quartzite in Hout, and there's a small bit of sedimentary limestone in the lowland areas. So much of the region in Dublin tends to be covered by glacial deposits. Because it's covered by alluvium or glacial deposits, the land tends to be fertile and it tends to be brown earth soils, which is very, very suitable for agriculture. In terms of its climate, the climate is a cool temperate oceanic climate. Apart from the Dublin Wicklow Mountains, which you have a lot of relief rain. I don't know if you remember from the junior cert, when warm air is travelling over a mountain, it forces the warm air to rise and causes a lot of rain on the windward side. So we have a lot of relief rain in the region. However, Dublin is the driest region in Ireland, with about 733 mils of rain every year. And again, this is because the region in Ireland is on the east coast, and the west coast tends to get a lot more of the water. Okay, so a rule of thumb, about 800 mils in the west, less than the west coast. Average winter temperatures tends to be about -5. Summer temperatures winter temperatures tend to be 5 degrees, whereas summer temperatures tend to be about 16 degrees. These are good temperatures for growing. And what I mean by growing season, it means farmers can grow crops for 270 days out of 365 days of the year, making agriculture very, very productive. In terms of the soils, I've already said we have glacial soils, mainly brown earth soils, okay, which is very, very fertile and good for farming. Original vegetation was deciduous trees. So deciduous trees lose their leaves when the vast amount of this leaf litter from the trees fall. It creates this organic fertilizer. We call it humus. Okay, it's very, very good for the soil. If there's a particular topic you'd like covered or something you're struggling with, feel free to get in touch in the comment section below, and I'll aim to cover it in future videos. So subscribe to stay updated, and let's tackle this course together.